What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. And I hope that you're also, if you're seeing me on another platform, that you're come over to YouTube and subscribe to that channel, Making Money with Stephen A. Williams. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can transition from your current job into making that income with your business. Now, one of the things, let me kind of build a little bit of a foundation here. A lot of people are looking to earn extra income and to make more money and to quit their job and have their income replaced by a business that they start. And in this video, this is going to transform your thinking, because I'm about to give you the key to why people fail, so you can transform your thinking to understand what you need to be thinking about to make whatever business that you get into. See, this is the thing. All of these different parts of a business, there's thousands of people out there that will help you with those parts. But what I find amazing that not too many people help people with is the part that I'm about to show you here, which is understanding how much energy, work, money is needed to replace your income. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, number one, what you got to be thinking about, regardless of what business you're in, that you are in this category right here. I'm going to explain that in a second, that 1, 2, 3. And then everybody who goes into business, I don't care what they say, and yes, there are other reasons, but these are the number one reasons, is to make more money or to make the amount of money that they're making and have more freedom and time, control of their destiny. That means that they don't have a boss over their head, looking over their shoulder, whatever. And then they enjoy their work. Like most people will start a business with something that they enjoy. A lot of people start businesses because they're just chasing money. But regardless, it's still in that level. And what I'm going to do in this example is we're going to say that you are making $50 an hour and you're working 8 hours a day on the clock, $400 a day, $2,800 a week. Now, a lot of people might be saying, Steve, if I'm making $2,800 a week, I'm not leaving that job. Well, I'm here to tell you that I know people who make more than that, and they're looking to start their own business to either replace that income or to make more money. Because when it comes down to it, if you make good money but you don't have the time. So this is the thing. You have 40 hours a week here. What if you can make $2,800 a week income and you have more time and freedom for yourself, for your family? You have more control of your destiny. You don't have that boss looking over your shoulder. You enjoy the work that you're doing. Maybe you enjoy this work, but you want to be able to do it, for yourself and have more freedom. So it's going to be like a combination. And there could be other things that you're to benefits that you're looking for, but these are really what they are. Because if you look at it, you could have a pretty good job and still want more time and freedom. So what I'm going to do is I want to kind of lay it out there for you so you can understand that you don't just walk in the door and open a business and replace your income of $2,800. Because it's going to take a lot of time, it's going to take a lot of energy, and it's going to take money. And in this video, I'm going to talk about money, because you need to get into your mind that whatever business you start and whatever investment you make to start that business, your ultimate goal is to buy income. I was in a business meeting with an associate, and we were looking at partnering up to buy a company. And we were both like, this could be a good opportunity. We wanted to meet with the owner, and we kind of ran the numbers. But both of us are not interested in doing any work. Like, the only work that we would do is to like walk into the business. Okay, it's doing good. Where are the financials? Where are the papers? How are employees doing, all of that stuff. But we're not willing to do any more work. We went through that when we were younger. I've known him since the 1990s. We went through that when we were younger, and we're older now, and we're not interested in that. What we do is we buy businesses, and we're actually just buying income. So if you spend, $500,000 to buy a business, how much will that bring in income to you? It's like buying a retirement account with a business. Like, okay, that if we pay $500,000 for the business and we make $20,000 a month income, that's a good exchange. But what I think you may not be catching is that you are paying something for income. So if you're buying a business, which a lot of people do, they want to buy that income. That's bottom line, what they're thinking about is buying that income. It's already established, it's running. But what if you don't have a business that you can buy? What if you don't have that type of money to lay out and you're starting from the ground floor, but you're working a job? So this is what you have to keep in mind, or it's not going to happen. You're going to wake up, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, and you're still working at that job, and you're still trying that business, or you probably flipped over to other opportunities because you thought that those were better. So number one, first piece of advice is you need to focus on that one business. Whatever that's going to be, you need to focus on that one business and leave all the other stuff alone. If you really, truly want to do that business, you need to focus on that one business, leave that alone. Once you have success in one business, then you diversify out and you start other businesses, or you buy other businesses, you invest, that type of stuff. Because you got to get used to going from A to Z. And that's a big, huge problem with that I see now with business owners, is that they don't even allow themselves to go to that A to Z. But the reason why they don't allow themselves to go to the A to Z is because they don't understand what I'm about to teach you right here. So if we understand that you're at $50 an hour, $400 a day, $2,800 a week, how much energy is that going to take to be able to replace that income, to even be able to cut into that income? And if you cut into that income, this is the thing. So people will say, hey, I got this side hustle. I'm doing this side hustle business. When you do that side hustle business and you still have that 40 hours a week that you're doing, you are not going to have this right here. It is impossible to work 40 hours a week here and then have a side hustle business and still have freedom and time. You're going to get that control of your destiny. Yeah, you're going to have that. You're going to have some enjoyment because you enjoy doing your work, and you're going to be making some extra money. But you will be missing one of the pieces, and I see this a lot, where people say, yeah, I'm making more money, but I don't have no time. I'm working 60, 70 hours a week. When I started my first company that I was successful in, my first company, it's called Blue Book Milwaukee. You can look it up online, Blue Book MKE. My first successful business, I started it with my wife when I was 21 years old. I would say from 1990, I was able to quit my job, which I was not making no kind of money close to this. But I was able to quit my job after 8 months. And then, we've been on business owners since, on our own. But this is something, so this just came to mind. Okay. So during that time, I only worked all the way from like 1991 all the way to probably about 2006. Only 3 days a week. I worked Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let me tell you what I did. This is 100% true story. So we own a advertising publication, and I'll get you a copy. Look at this copy here. Here's a copy of it. We still publish this, even though a lot of stuff is online. It's a lot smaller than it used to be. We've kind of transitioned to mobile and doing stuff online at more as a consulting type company. But this was my duties. So went into the business to make more money. Like we wanted to replace the income, which wasn't hard to replace, and then make more money with that business. We started it. It's a weekly advertising publication, solving a problem, helping small business owners who could not afford to advertise in the daily papers, and they wanted more attention. And it was a free publication. People didn't have to pay for the publication. They could just pick it up at the stores, and they would look at the deals from local business owners. But on Monday, I would make my invoices for the week prior publication, but I would stay at home. Tuesday and Wednesday, I would collect on those invoices and stop by any stores that I saw that was in the neighborhood. Me and my wife would do this. Stop by any stores that we saw that might be open or that we wanted to approach about advertising. A lot of people started calling us after we got the ball rolling. And so Tuesday, Wednesday was that. And Wednesday, when we got home, we would put together the publication on the computer, and then we would take it to the printer either that night. Back then, it was no FTP and all of that stuff. It was just straight up. You had to take the layouts to the printer. And then we had started spending a lot of money on printing, so they would have someone pick it up. And then we would pick up the publications on Friday morning, early Friday morning, and go deliver them. And then we were done. And we would just start that routine over again. We did that for years, working 3 hours, 3 days a week. Very good income. Gave us time and freedom, made more money, control of our destiny. We enjoyed our work, and we were home with our kids. All of our kids, they saw us all the time. The business was in the home. We didn't even have an office. We just did everything from home. My wife ended up starting another business in the horse business, so she was able to do something that she dreamed about. And then I was just taking care of the publication business because it really didn't take a lot of work to accomplish it. And then later what I did is I expanded it with employees and, delivery drivers where they did the delivery to where I was mainly just managing the business. And I opened up more freedom. And I even learned that when you have other people that work for you, I made even more money. So I had all of this stuff here, and I was making more money and had more freedom. So now let's take a look at this. When we did the publication, to print the publication, this is the energy. So this is what I learned. You cannot, but this is skipped over, so pay attention to me. You cannot have the time, money, and the freedom without figuring out a way to, number one, get advertisers to advertise in the book. So you got to have a formula to talk to people, show them what you had to offer so you can get to this right here. And this is what we were able to accomplish. And when I look back at what we did, because there were a lot of people that were jumping into this type of business back then. If you may not be old enough, if you wasn't born back in the early 90s. Or you were an adult in the 90s, but a lot of people you may not notice that, number one, computers were not prevalent, the internet didn't exist, and cell phones were not they existed, but for rich people, not for regular average citizens. So you're talking about you got to figure out a formula to be able to generate generate interest in the product that we had, turn it into money on the other side, time, freedom, and all of that stuff. So what did we do? And you could do this even easier now, And people, they skip over this and they think that just because they open their doors and start their business, that everybody is supposed to run in and they're supposed to get these referrals and from reviews and all that stuff. All of that stuff is well and good, but if you do this, you will not have to worry about that stuff. Take it from me. This business is about to be 35 years old. How many people do you know who have a 35-year-old business who will actually talk to you about how they built their 35-year-old business? And I'm just tell you, when I look back, it came down to this 1, 2, 3 step. You can insert any business right here. This 1, 2, 3 step can be done online, offline. It does not matter. It does not matter, but what you have to understand is that if you don't have this, you will not have this loan, and you will not have this, definitely not have this, and you will not be able to replace that income. So for us to the energy, the money, when we got this into our head, you cannot have this and this or this without having an investment to produce the product. An investment to produce the product. But then most people start to worry. They're like, okay, if I got to have an investment to produce the product, and this was a weekly investment to produce the product. So if I'm going to have to spend money on a weekly basis to produce the product, I better have something right here set up to bring me business, or I'm going to end up going out of business. What most people will do, if they can afford to do it, especially someone coming from a job like this, is that they'll go out and get a loan. And so they'll think that that loan is the business. Like they skip this, they invest that money in the business. They dump all of that money into the business and they think that it's going to give them this. And what ends up happening is that they either have a job that they don't like, or the business is slowly going out of business. Look around. Look around at all of the empty buildings. Look around at all of the corporations that were started, small businesses that were started, that went out of business. And you're like, man, they got the storefront, they got the sign, they're doing everything, and they're even advertising. And why do they go out of business? It's because they didn't do the 1, 2, 3. See, this doesn't matter. If you do this, you will make this work. And I'm going to go into detail about it, but I want you to understand, like this video if you haven't done that already. Like this video. I want you to get it in your mind. I know I'm repeating it. But will it matter to you if you said, Steve repeated that 40 times, and on the 40th time I got it in my head, and now I'm a success? So would it matter? So, understanding we want to replace our income. It's going to take time, money, and energy to replace our income. And don't think that just because you're doing something like shoestring budget, posting on Facebook, posting videos on YouTube, that you think that that's going to replace your income of $2,800 a week. No, you have to have a process in place that is going to do 1, 2, 3. So now let's get to it. What is that 1, 2, 3? That 1, 2, 3 is you're going to have to advertise. You're going to have to advertise your business to people. And you're going to have to find those people who are interested in what you had to offer. Now, this can be done by lead generation. It can be done by calls. It can be done by having people come to the store. But you have to concentrate hard on this. And you will know if this is working, because if your advertising is working, and you can easily do this online in a more effective way, but you will know if your advertising is working because people are clicking your ads. But just because they're clicking your ads and viewing your ads, that doesn't mean nothing. What you need to do is you need to know how you are tracking people who are clicking your ad. I would suggest that you do lead generation. I don't care what business you're in. You may not need to get all the data from the individual, but you need to capture that information. Because if you capture that information, number one, you know the person is more serious about what you had to offer because they left their information. Wouldn't that be of importance to your business to know that if you spent $100 in a week worth of advertisement and you had 20 people leave their info about doing business with you, wouldn't that be important to you and your business? Because what you could do is learn a lot from that data, which is the number 3 step, is sales. So this is how you solve the problem with your business so you can get over here. So if you advertise your business, which you cannot be in business without advertising your business. Next, you cannot be in business without people interested in what you're advertising for your business. And then number 3, you cannot survive in your business if you don't have sales. So each of these is what you need to concentrate on, because that's how you're going to build your business. And it doesn't matter what business you put there. You can be a lawyer. You could be a repair shop. You could be a hair shop. You could be an insurance sales. It does not matter what this is. It does not matter what this is, because number 1, this is what the end goal is. The lawyer wants this. The repair shop wants this. The hair shop wants this. Insurance company wants this. They all want to replace it. They're coming from somewhere, that income that they had, no matter what that income was, but they don't know how to do that. So the first thing they do is they invest in their business, and they invest everything to make this look 100% right and professional, but they don't invest right here. You're going to have to invest money. Now, let's get back to this 40 hours a week. If you're working for a business, if you're working at a business, they're paying you $2,800 a week, you better bet that there's somebody over here in this department that is doing this. See, you don't got to worry about that. You go to work and you do your job. Maybe you're in the sales department. If you're in the sales department, then you know that what it takes to be able to generate sales for the business. But what even in the sales department, what people don't even understand is that they don't even understand this part. In this part, what they understand is this part. They know how to sell. A lot of people who are in sales, they go into business and they're trying to do even the same business that they used to work for, same type of business, and they're not successful because they did not understand the energy, the money that it took to advertise that business, to generate the people who would be interested in that business, to even be able to have the potential to have $2,800 go to them on a weekly basis. Think about that. If you're working at a company and they're paying you $2,800 a week, how much money and energy is it taking them to just pay you? Not even considering everybody else. So you know that it is taking a lot of this, and this can be done in different ways. Don't get stuck on, well, it has to be done this way. If you get like that, then you're never going to succeed. So get that out of your mind. The energy, the money that it takes right here. And you might be thinking, okay, well, I see these YouTube videos and I see, Gary Vaynerchuk and all these different people saying you can post videos and do that. Yes, you should. But what you don't understand about that, what seems to go over people's head, is that you're not understanding that when you do that, you're still paying. So if you're going to make videos and you're going to do that stuff, you're still paying. I'm making a video here for you right now. Early in the morning, I get in early in the morning and I make my videos. I'm going to spend some time making that video. So don't think that just because you get into your business, you're going to shoestring budget it, you're going to do all of these videos and all that stuff. That's going to take time. And I hope you believe that your time is money, because if I told you, okay, well, hey, since you believe that doing this stuff is nothing, like you're making a video, but it really doesn't cost you anything. Well, it does cost you something. Well, why don't you come over here and do something for me and I don't pay you? You need to think about yourself that way, because if you don't think about yourself that way, you will not make any money. Don't be thinking that just because you're doing something for free, it is not costing you time. It's not costing you money. It does. I'm not saying not to do things. What I'm saying is that you need to understand that everything you do is costing you time and money. So why wouldn't you put things in place to be able to cost you less time and you spend the money? That's all I'm talking about doing, because if you spent the money and it was guaranteed to give you more time and more money, more control over your destiny, more enjoyment of the work that you want to do, wouldn't that make sense? So understanding the energy that it's going to take, you're going to have to advertise. So what do you think that it would take, depending on your product or service, to replace your $2,800 a week in income with advertising, the people, and the sales? The only way you're going to know that is, number one, by the business that you have, by the product or service and the cost of it, everything that you do. So you can see that it's going to cost for a hair shop. I mean, you know, they do charge a good amount of money, but for a hair shop, let's just say that they charge $100 per hair, you know, what they, a women's hair shop, $100. So that means that to replace that $2,800 with, and let's just take away the cost. Let's just say that it doesn't cost them anything. All they're doing is just standing there and they got to do the work. They would have to work with 28 people at $100. Is that 28? Yeah, 28 people would need to spend $100, or they could charge double and work with less amount of people, which is what businesses end up doing. That's why you see prices get higher, is because what a business owner says is like, hey, why, if people will pay more, and I found this out, people will actually pay more for your attention, so that could give you less, have to do less work. That'll give you more time and freedom and more money for working with less amount of people. So I hope that this is waking you up with this. But we're not even at that point. What we're just understanding is that at the beginning, if you're focused on, I need to replace this $2,800 income, what amount of advertising am I going to have to do? How many people will I have to see? And how will I be able to sell those people? That's all you need to focus on. That's all you need to focus on. When you figure this part out, it does not matter what business you put here, because it's going to ultimately get you this here. And I can testify to that. It has happened for me and my family. I've helped other people make it happen for themselves. And I have numerous business associates who have made it happen for themselves. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be making even more videos like this. Like, I'm going to just be getting flat out 1000% real about how you can build your business, because I'm tired of seeing all the BS all over the place on these platforms that are misleading people, making people think that there is no opportunity that can really work. They see opportunity, but when they try it, it doesn't work, and it's because you don't know what it really takes. And the thing about it is that if you get with someone who doesn't know what it really takes, you're just gonna lose your money, like just flat out. There's links below this video if you want to have a consultation call where you can just talk to me, tell me what's going on with your business, and I can help you. I can give you some ideas. I have a program that will teach you this 1, 2, 3 step, no matter what business you have, and it's going to get you over here. It's going to help you leave that job eventually if that is your goal. That link is below here also. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel.